Hello everyone, welcome back to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph. So today we're going to revisit my large larch forest. If you remember in the last one, we had to do some major surgery on this. Looking from the outside, it looked really nice and it was quite nicely grown. But then when we got into it, the branches were all in the wrong places. We had 2 or 3 branches coming from the same spot, so we had to remove those. We had to make some big cuts like this one here, and 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 well, you get it, it was in a bad state. So, that's where we're at with it. Today, we're going to get it out of this awful soil. We're going to get it out of this pot. It's quite nice, but I want to put it in a larger pot. So I'll show you where we're going with that one. We're going to go with this micro pot, which is probably about 2, maybe even 3 sizes bigger. So this thing's plenty of room for it to grow, which means, well, you know what that means, the trees are going to get bigger faster. So we're not going to get Nigel Saunders growth and development yet, but in a couple of years we should get something quite like it. So we're going to get this on the bench. I'm going to start working on it. Let's get there. We'll start by using what is, it's not quite a sickle, but it's used for the same thing. So I'm just going to get it down the side of the pot, and this will use to scrape, or at least wedge in there, and get around the pot and the roots. And that'll lift the whole set of trees out. Now again, making this easier, I watered all these trees yesterday because they got soil in them. Helps me loosen all the mud up. Nice little trick. Anything with mud, soil, give it a good watering the day or 2 before. Now, this pot has got a lip on it. This is why I'm going to struggle getting this out. There we go. Let's have a look at the root system underneath. Oh, that doesn't look too good. So it's very soggy under there. We'll give it a good clean out. Oh, got a worm as well. We'll give this a good clean. So first of all, we'll start by giving this a rake out. Loosen it all up. Now I did plant 1, 2, 3 cuttings, and that didn't take. That might have. That one definitely didn't. But we will check them as well to see if we've got any cuttings. But while we're doing this, as usual, we will go and we will loosen all this up, and we'll go radially. Sounds like we've got plastic under here. Why would you put plastic in? Look at that. What? Why would you put plastic in a pot? That's nuts. Why would you do that? So let's start teasing these roots out. This is well overdue a repot. So those roots, obviously, if we turn this over again, see these roots have been going around the pot. so we'll end up trimming a lot of these back. So I think what I'll do, instead of you sitting there watching me play with roots for about 20 minutes or so, is I'll just slowly tease some of these out, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the end bit. Save you sitting there for about 20 minutes, as I say, well out of there. Yeah, let's get to the good bit. I've managed to separate all the trees because the root systems, well, they started to fall apart, some of them. So some of them are alright, but they're actually covered in all this white stuff. So you can see it's like cobwebby. These ones are not too bad. I got most of it off, but this one over here, this one is absolutely lined with it. I blast most of it off, but I'm going to have to do it proper on this one. I have no idea what it is. It's absolutely caked in it. I don't know if this is healthy for the tree or not, but if someone can tell me what it is, please do so in the comments. I'm going to go and do a bit of research, but obviously I'm in the middle of repotting, so yeah, I have no idea what it is. Is it good? Is it bad? It's just coming away. Look at it. Do you think it's something that the tree was tied up in? And it's all disintegrated? And there it is. So I'm going to try and get as much as that out as I can before I start getting back into this tree. But it's this one that's mainly the issue. And then once I've got as much as it out as I can, I'm going to look at starting to repot this up. But all the other ones are not too bad. So the roots, got plenty of roots on these. And we do have to do some work on them, neaten them up a little bit. But generally they're not too bad, they've got plenty of roots on them. So I'm just going to leave them in some water while I work on getting as much of this white stuff out as possible. So I'll work off camera getting them off, and then once I've got it all out, I'll come back and show you. So I got as much of that stuff off as I could. So I'm going to start looking at these roots on some of these trees. I've still got a lot of crap in here. So this one, it's got quite a nice flat base at the bottom. So I'm just going to start taking some of this higher stuff off. So it doesn't need to be up here, all this roots. We just make do with what we've got at the bottom. So plenty of clay in there. You can see it's quite a flat bottom, this one. So there we go. Take this part off as well. Anything over here, up top, I'm just going to take off. Unfortunately, there's not really many feeder roots as such, it's just quite long. So I'm hoping that'll keep the trees alive, and then we start developing some nice feeder roots now we've got, well, now that we're going to get some nice proper bonsai soil. So that's the first tree done. So I'll just put that to one side. Let's put it there. Second tree, this one. So same again. Start by looking underneath the bottom. It's quite flat, but I don't want anything going across the bottom. So I'm just going to snip away. I'm just going to take this bit out, this lump here. So everything else is quite flat, we'll just have it there. Actually, I'll leave it, let it develop. Just going to bring that back. Bring these in, just bending. That one's going up, let's get rid of that. These ones up top, I'll just take them ones off. They're going to grow out and mat up anyway. Doesn't have to be a perfect tree. It's in a forest. But we can start by having a nice system. Just because it's in a forest doesn't mean it has to be an ugly tree. So there we go. That's that one. Ready to go. So that's 2 trees. Our 3rd tree, so this is the one that's a bit gnarly. So while I was getting a lot of that netting out or whatever it was, so this stuff, there's still quite a lot of it in it. So I'm thinking it might have been like a burlap sack or something when the trees were planted, because we've seen that plastic that was in there. I don't know. I just don't understand. Yeah, there's still loads of it that I can't get out. Well, I lost quite a lot of roots trying to get it out. So this one, bring these down. I don't want any of the roots curling, so I'm just going to, all these one underneath we're just going to take out. Make sure it's all flat. That one curls across, so let's remove it. Oops. That one bends through, so we'll take that off. Make sure it's straight, cut it there. This one bends out as well, so we'll come back. Anything that bends off, we'll cut where it straightens off. So if you move you out, everything's flat. That should do us. Unfortunately, it's not flat, it comes out, curls up, but we can make that into a feature, I suppose. That's another tree done. These ones are pretty much already done. I took a lot of the top off here when I was trying to get in and get all that netting out. As you see, it's nice and flat as well though. There you go. And then last but not least, this one. So I've got quite a bit of roots up the bottom here. So I'm going to start nipping away some of this stuff. too high up. Again, we've got more of that netting in there. So I'm not sure this tree is not the greatest. Got plenty of inverse taper here. Ideally, the root system would have been here and we cut that off completely. But hopefully we get some more growth here. I don't know. We'll plant it up, see what we can do with it in the future. It is what it is. We work with what we've got. I mean, we could always take 2 of them out and work with 3. But, or we could at least in the future, we could take, if these are not doing well, we could take them out and put some more in. But, let's start with what we've got. I'm going to plant it up to here. And, yeah, work with that. Right, so that's all 5 trees done. Let's bring in the pot and get it down. Let's come in with this one. Just like that, I think. I'm going to put this little skinny one towards the back. Might need to put that one there actually. So put that one to the side. Let's see. Rearrange that one. Put that one out front. I'm going to go something like that. I think this one has got to come across and go back into the middle, just here. And that's got to come forward. That needs to be more upright. Just like that. There we go. Okay, that one to fall over. You do that. Now I am a little bit worried about how much roots I have taken off, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. So hopefully the trees all do bounce back, but if I lose one or two, you know, I'm just going to go and buy some proper trees and yeah, replace them. But I'm not too worried, all bar one tree. And that one tree is that horrible one that's towards the back over here where I've got the inverse taper towards the bottom. So hopefully it will outgrow it. But here we go. So let's see what we can do with this tree, this planting. So hopefully, there we go. Not too bad. So if we get down low, got plenty of room now for it to grow and establish. Even had a little bit of moss left over from the last forest I did, so put it on the side there and hopefully that grows in as well. So I'll put that in the greenhouse, make sure we beat the frost, because we're going to have one more little frost before spring officially hits next month. And then yeah, come mid-spring we'll revisit this tree. So that's my larch forest, all done and dusted. So there you go, quick spin from all angles. Be gentle not to knock it over. So as I say, this one particular, is it this one? No, this one over here, this is the one that's got that inverse taper, and yeah, from underneath it's not very nice. So it's the one I'm the most concerned about. It's got the least roots. If it dies off, I will replace it, so I am a little bit concerned about that. Don't really want to replace it because it is the original trees from the forest, but if I have to, I will. Other than that, she's looking quite good. I'd say I had a bit of moss left over from the other forest I made up the other day, well, last week for you guys. And yeah, what do you think? Give it a thumbs up, everybody. Anyway, the playlist for the last video will be here for you. It's only one video because we're on part 2, and I'll also leave another video as always. If you want to check anything out, it'll be there. Most viewed, most played, whatever. I'm not sure, whatever YouTube gives you. And as always, I will see you next week, and don't forget to subscribe for me, everybody. Catch you next week. See you later, everyone. Bye bye.